咁我今日就簡單介紹奧地利嘅一般資訊啦、教育制度、大學嘅類別同埋簽證嘅安排。Next， 好啦，大家都會問點解會去奧地利升學啊？咁樣唔揀其他國家？咁其實我都可以俾簡單幾個理由你哋嘅。咁其實奧地利係一個歐盟嘅國家嚟嘅，咁佢就擁有呢個悠久嘅文化同埋歷史。咁其實同學咧都可以認識啲歐洲文化。咁其實除咗讀書之外咧，就可以增廣見聞嘅。咁第二，其實佢哋嗰個母語咧就係德文嘅。咁雖然我哋而家今次介紹嗰啲咧都係大部分係全英文授課嘅課程，但係喺學費方面咧都會包含讀德文嘅。咁所以其實翻到嚟同學咧，就除咗識英文、普通話、廣東話之外咧，咁就識埋德文。咁當然嗰個會提高競爭能力啦。咁第三咧就係大陸嘅同學同埋香港人咧都比較少嘅，大概就佔10%。所以其實就唔使淨係識得翻啲香港人啊，或者係自己人，咁可以識啲多重國籍嘅人，咁就擴闊自己嘅圈子咁樣啦。咁其實另外一點都係話係費用比較相宜嘅。點解咧？其實我哋都有分公立大學同埋私立大學嘅。咁公立大學咧嘅收費就係劃一嘅，就係7000蚊港幣一年嘅學費。咁但係大部分咧都係全德文授課。如果同學嘅德語水平咧有 B2、C1 以上咧，就可以申請呢啲公立大學嘅。咁雖然係可能大部分未必識德文啦，但係我哋有啲全英文授課嘅課程嘅。咁其實全英文授課嘅課程咧，學費都唔係話太貴嘅。其實學費加生活費3年嘅學士學位咧，大概60零萬港幣左右嘅。咁可能係一般嘅家庭都可以應付到嘅。咁頭先就講過啦，其實學費又相宜啦，咁其實質素又比較高啦，所以可以話係性價比比較高嘅一個選擇。咁另外學士學位嘅同學咧，如果喺嗰邊讀完書啦，咁就可以留喺嗰邊申請一個 job seeking visa， 咁就可以留喺嗰度。如果你係有工做嘅咧，就可以繼續留喺奧地利嘅。咁另外同學嘅行業認受性都比較高嘅。點解咁講咧？我哋已經有一大批嘅畢業生啦，咁佢哋都喺匯豐啊、KPMG 啊、HMS 啊呢啲地方都工作緊嘅。咁其實都好多業界都識係奧地利讀書嗰啲畢業生㗎。Next， 奧地利喺歐洲嘅中部啦，咁同學喺空餘嘅時間咧都可以去其他嘅國家度旅遊下、增廣見聞咁樣嘅。Next， 呢啲係簡單嘅資訊啦。係啦，其實人口咧同我哋香港多啲咧，就800幾萬到嘅。首都維也納，頭先講過佢哋官方語言咧就係德語嘅，大部分就係天主教，同埋有9個聯邦州嘅。Next， 係咯，呢啲都係有個簡單嘅資訊咧，就係之前維也納咧係連續10年被選為全球生活質素最好嘅地方。Next， 呢度係啲圖片，就係嗰邊嘅環境其實都好優美嘅，係皇宮啊、教堂啊咁樣嘅。Next， 咁講翻教育制度啦。Next， 咁有分學術型大學、藝術型大學、應用科技大學同埋師範嘅。咁師範我哋今日就唔會講㗎啦。點解咧？其實師範就係俾準備去奧地利做老師嘅同學，咁其實就一定係用德文教育，同埋德文要比較好，所以就未必太適合香港嘅學生。Next， 係啦，咁學士學位同碩士咧都係2個學期嘅。第一個學期就係10月入學，第二個學期咧就係3月入學嘅。學士有啲係3年，有啲係4年。咁碩士就係2年嘅。博士就3年以上。 生活費頭先頭先啲同學同埋家長都講過啦，唔係太貴嘅。譬如好似買一隻牛奶咁大支咧，都係10蚊港幣咁樣嘅。咁可能住學生宿舍啊，包埋醫療保險一定要買嘅，膳食啊、交通費啊、上網夾埋你要7000蚊港幣一個月嘅生活費。係啦，咁呢啲圖片都係嗰邊嗰啲住宿環境啦。其實覺得好大，因為我間房都冇咁大嘅，即係嗰邊其實係質素好好嘅。係啦，咁其實同人共用廚房嘅宿舍咧，其實都有個好處嘅，因為其實共用廚房咧，咁大家一齊煮嘢食啊，其實就可以同啲同學傾下偈咁樣嘅。即係都做運動啊，圖書館啲設施都好好嘅。咁同學都唔使擔心話要帶啲即食麵啊，或者啲豉油過去，因為其實嗰邊咧都買到一啲即係我哋香港本身嘅品牌，但係同埋價錢都唔係太貴嘅，咁就喺亞洲超市都好容易揾到。好啦，講翻奧地利嘅教育制度啦。咁學術型大學咧就分公立大學同埋私立大學嘅。咁公立大學頭先講過啦，學費都係非常之相宜嘅，就係7000蚊港幣1年嘅學費。咁但係當然啦，佢哋就係大部分用德語教授嘅。咁德語咧就要最少 B2、C1 水平先可以申請嘅。咁同埋另一個資格咧就係要香港嘅大學發出一個取錄書先可以申請同一科。即係咩意思咧？即係話，譬如你想喺奧地利讀商科，咁你又要有一個香港嘅其中一間大學收咗你讀商科，你先可以去申請佢哋嘅公立大學嘅。next 私立大學咧，我哋一陣都會介紹2間嘅，一間就係 Modul University， 一間就 Webster University， 我哋都係全英文授課嘅。咁學費咧就每間都唔同嘅。收生標準都要問翻佢哋本身，咁total 私立大學就有4間嘅。next 係啦，咁大家都諗住奧地利梗係讀音樂㗎啦。其實可以話音樂咧就競爭真係好大啦，1000個學生可能只有收3-4個學生嘅，因為全球收生嘅，咁佢哋都應該係要用德文去教嘅大部分。同埋，但係都有少部分佢一定都有幾間介紹，就係啲音樂學院會有啲係用雙語進咁樣嘅，係直接係啦。最後就係應用科技大學啦。應用科技大學咧就係我哋一陣都有幾間都係介紹嘅。其實佢哋就比較職業導向性啦，即係話最後1年咧就要同學去做實習嘅。都有啲係全英文授課嘅課程，咁學費就大概7000蚊至9000歐元不等嘅學費。係啦，咁我呢度如果大家都有興趣去奧地利留學咧，咁就要申請居留許可證。咁詳情咧就可以同我哋嘅奧地利駐港總領事館嗰邊申請嘅。OK，next。好啦，咁我嘅分享係咁多，咁我哋就請啦Lufthansa Group 漢莎航空嘅代表Poppy 係啦，係啦，Poppy 咧就會介紹下去奧地利之前當然買機票啦，咁佢機票有咩優惠俾學生咧咁樣，等下。各位就多謝你哋今日嘅光臨啦。咁我就想藉住呢個機會同大家講一講翻，因為而家個疫情啦，咁而家入境嗰度咧都可能有一啲唔同，就可能唔同之前大家可以就咁買張機票就可以上飛機，咁而家可能我哋需要一啲文件啊，一啲準備，咁所以我都可以希望藉住呢個機會話俾大家聽，如果去奧地利嘅話，大家需要準備啲咩嘢咁樣嘅，係next please。首先賣少少廣告啦嚇，咁我哋係叫做Lufthansa Group 就係漢莎集團嘅，咁
漢莎集團我哋係其實個母公司係喺德國嘅，咁而 Austrian Airlines 即係奧地利航空公司啦，就同埋瑞士航空公司係我哋嘅子公司嚟嘅。咁我哋就會係最主要就係由香港飛去歐洲嗰邊，然後大家就可以去駁機去其他歐洲地方嘅。Next please。咁好似咁講啦，咁奧地利其實係一個好好嘅地方，因為佢係正中喺歐洲中間嘅。咁你如果去西歐或者去東歐咧，只要搭大概2個半鐘頭內嘅飛機就可以去任何一個 destination 喺歐洲裏邊，尤其是係歐盟嗰啲國家咁樣嘅。咁我哋亦都有飛維也納啦，同埋亦都會飛，即係因為你哋有啲學校而家我見到就大部分都係喺維也納嘅。咁可能有一啲可能係去Graz 啊，即係格拉斯，咁同埋一啲係好出名嘅旅遊勝地，譬如去滑雪啊，或者一啲度假村咧，咁就應該會係喺 Innsbruck 同埋 Salzburg 嗰邊嘅。咁我哋都會有飛過去嘅。Next please。咁喺個疫情裏邊咧，因為好多航空公司都取消咗飛機啦。咁我哋漢莎集團嚟講咧，喺呢1年內咧，我哋啲航班都比較 stable，同埋嚟緊我哋叫做winter schedule 啦，即係係啦。咁就我哋就仲增加多2班機去歐洲嘅。咁我哋除咗頭先講啦，漢莎集團係有7航啦，咁我哋有直飛去 Frankfurt。咁就係1個禮拜有5班，咁啲時間就好好嘅，大概11點鐘夜晚上機，咁你去到歐洲嗰邊嘅時間就會係朝頭早大概6點鐘，咁就變咗響你瞓覺嗰段時間你就搭咗飛機，咁就唔使咁辛苦啦。咁翻嚟我哋都係有5班，都係德航有5班機，咁而瑞航嗰度咧，我哋都係雖然係凌晨機，但係其實都係cover，即係都係你夜晚瞓覺嘅時間，咁去到嗰邊都係朝頭早嘅。咁next please。咁我做咗一個 example 啦，譬如如果你哋係驚住你小朋友去到嗰邊點樣啊？學校通常講可能會有學校嚟接你個小朋友去間宿舍或者定點樣。咁我哋去到嗰邊嘅時間咧，大部分都係當地嘅朝頭早，咁就變咗佢哋係去到嗰邊，都係日頭，咁啲都係比較安全，即係唔會話夜晚先去到。咁就同埋都講翻大概即係又要駁機啊嗰啲講法啦，咁都係需要係16至到17個鐘頭坐等嘅。咁同埋都可以講翻少少啦。咁有啲家長可能話我小朋友平時係我負責幫佢哋轉機啊、搭飛機啊嘅時候，咁我唔知佢識轉機啊嗰啲咁樣，因為喺香港嚟講暫時係冇直機去維也納嘅，咁見都一定要轉機。咁我哋其實漢莎集團喺法蘭克福嗰個機場，即係 Frankfurt 嗰度咧，我哋係有一個叫做 meet and exit。因為meet and exit 咧就係話一啲可能 teenager 啦，即係或者18歲，但係佢又唔可以做一個叫做 UM， 我哋叫做 unaccompanied minor， 即係一啲小朋友，譬如可能得11、2歲自己 travel， 咁可能家長要揾一個 escort， 即係有個人帶佢哋去轉機或者定咩？咁佢因為超過18歲又唔可以噶嘛，咁可以用另外一種叫 meet and exit，meet and exit， 即係話又係帶佢轉機咁樣。咁變咗家長可能話咁我都唔驚喎，即係總之轉機嘅時候，原來都會有人搣住，即係帶我嘅小朋友去轉機，就等佢唔好即係蕩失路啊，或者 miss 咗嗰班機咁樣咯。Next please。咁因為要回應翻，而家都好多家長都會送小朋友去外國度讀書啦，等佢哋可以增廣見聞啦。咁我哋就推出咗呢個student ticket。咁因為有啲航空公司可能出個 student ticket 咧，淨係喺暑假或者最多學生翻嚟嗰段時間，譬如可能聖誕假或者乜嘢。但係我哋呢個 student ticket 咧係由舊年年中至到而家都一路有嘅。咁呢個 student ticket 咁就因為 student 啦，咁我哋就會係俾一個優惠。譬如你上網啦，咁如果係普通乘客嘅話，佢買嗰張機票，咁我哋嗰個 student ticket 我哋已經係 on top 嗰度係減咗500蚊㗎啦，即係呢個 discount，即係比起大型嗰個。 discount 咗係咪少咗嘢？就反而唔係，我哋反而咧就會送多一件行李俾人客。咁即係話個小朋友可以帶2件行李係 check in 嘅，即係寄倉啦。咁嗰件行李就每件就23公斤。咁你有個手提行李可以攞埋，咁嗰手提行李係去到8公斤嘅。咁變咗可以係帶到盡，譬如第一次出發嘅時候，咁就可以帶佢必須嘅物品過去奧地利嗰邊咁樣啦。咁同埋我哋而家都即係有個優惠，咁通常嚟講好多航空公司話啊，你有多行李我就一路咁加。咁我哋而家都有一啲promotion， 即係一啲特惠俾第3件行李，即係你可以帶3件嘅寄艙行李，再加一個手提行李，即係變咗帶到好多嘢過去。因為嗰邊當地都幾凍咧，可能需要帶啲厚嘅衫咁樣咯。咁同埋另外就係我哋而家因為而家疫情關係嘅，咁又唔知佢幾時翻嚟，又要隔離，咁好多時可能都唔知道翻嚟嘅時間。咁我哋都有provide 埋一個單程嘅機票，即係可以買單程過去，都係一啲student 嘅 ticket 都係有優惠嘅。咁一陣間我會介紹埋我哋 in-flight 一啲 service 俾大家。好 ，next please。咁呢個重點啦，就想同大家講翻我哋用而家目前個情況，因為我哋都唔知道幾時先可以開個關啦。咁而家任何人士，即係就算係學生又好，大人又好啦，其實我哋揸住香港特區護照咧，係可以入境歐盟嘅。即係入境歐洲嗰邊嘅，咁但係你入境之前就同之前有少少，即係同以前就有啲唔同啦。咁你哋就需要，如果你係打咗針嘅，打晒2針，咁唔需你打科興又得，或者打復必泰都得。總之你打完咗2針之後咧，咁你就可以揸住呢張 shot 就可以入境，即係好似近時咁樣入境啦。咁如果話我未打針咁點咧？咁就唔好意思啦，就麻煩你可能需要喺香港嗰度揾一間診所去做嗰個 PCR test， 即係深喉唾液嗰啲。咁嗰個 PCR test 而家嚟講咧，我哋係需要人客喺出發前72小時內去做嗰個 test 嘅。咁另外有一個叫做 recovery from COVID-19， 可能即係身體唔好彩，有人就中咗嗰個新冠病毒啦。咁而家喺香港嚟講，原來咧即係當一個資訊啦。咁你係可以打針嘅，不過咧政府就需要只係打1針就得。咁就咁翻嚟香港就另外一個嚟講啦嚇。咁去歐洲嗰邊就係需要呢啲嘢。咁如果因為唔知道大家幾時會出發啦，咁其實我哋有個官方網站咧，就係 Lufthansa travelregulation.com 同埋瑞航嘅 travel regulation.com 嗰度，咁就只需要打翻你香港去維也納你嘅即係嗰個目的地，咁你就可以到其時睇一睇翻當其時會需要有一啲乜嘢規矩即係規定啊，你需要準備呢一啲文件咁樣嘅。Next please。另外口罩嗰度啦，咁因為大家都知道，而家大家在都一定要戴住口罩啦。咁航空公司我哋亦都係需要人客係戴翻個口罩嘅。咁個口罩嗰度咧，德航同埋瑞航，我哋都係需要人客去戴翻一啲譬如一啲surgery 嗰啲 mask 啦。咁如果你話啊，我想再即係嗰個保護力更加強，你亦都可以戴呢個 N90嗰隻嘅。咁呢個我哋都接受。但係如果布質嗰隻，即係布質嗰啲咧，我哋就唔可以嘅，唔好意思。咁就最好，即係大家就上機之前就帶一啲最普通，即係藍色嗰啲最傳統嗰啲咧，其實係好穩陣嘅啦，就一定冇問題嘅。咁但係嗰個有個面罩嗰個叫做 face shield 嗰個咧，咁因為根據翻醫學人士話咧，其實 face shield 上面嗰度係好多層嘅，咁所以我哋航空公司都唔容許人客戴嗰個 face shield 嘅。好 ，next please。頭先就講咗個口罩啦，咁其實我哋嘅機組人員啦喺裏邊咧，咁我哋都會每個機組人員都會係戴口罩去即係 serve 我哋嗰啲嘅乘客嘅。講翻少少，俾少少信心大家啦。咁我哋航空公司其實嗰個大家好似以為話喺個密室裏邊會唔會好唔安全咧？咁其實大家可以放心，因為我哋其實有個循環系統咧，嗰個空氣循環嚟講，我哋其實係攞咗出邊喺高空裏邊出邊嗰啲空氣入嚟嘅。咁然後跟住咧就去濾咗之後咧，咁我哋就帶翻出去出邊嘅。咁所以變咗其實大家每吸個空氣都係會係乾淨嘅。咁只不過係可能。我哋需要大家都係因為始終係室內啦，咁我哋都係需要大家係戴翻個口罩。但係飛機裏邊嘅空氣係可以100%同大家講都係安全嘅，係即係清潔嘅。Next please。因為時間問題咁，我暫時我唔播呢個片俾大家。咁係啦，咁呢個都係其實講翻嗰個我哋嗰個循環嗰個空氣個循環系統嘅。咁 next please。咁同埋我哋都喺飛機上面，而家人客上飛機，我哋其實每個乘客我哋都會俾一個嗰啲消毒紙巾俾大家去抹手同埋抹你哋凳嗰啲周圍嘅，咁等大家都覺得安全啦。咁同埋就我哋而家好多航空公司咧都喺用餐嗰度咧都可能有中間可能有3次可能會送啲餐俾大家或者飲品，咁可能但係因為呢個新冠疫情啦，咁我哋都係減少咗嘅，即係都希望你哋咁 next please。好啦，就講翻呢一個啦，因為呢個係一個新嘅產品對我哋喺我哋嚟講，咁因為而家新冠疫情啦，咁其實都好即係搭飛機都少咗好多人，咁變咗我哋喺嗰個經濟艙嗰度，其實我哋可以係俾到大家就係話小朋友如果真係買咗嗰個 student ticket 啦，咁通常講都係經濟艙嘅。咁如果經濟艙，但係哇經濟艙又冇得瞓，都係要坐或者定點㗎，咁好辛苦喎，坐成10幾個鐘頭。咁我哋咧係 provide 咗一個叫做 long flight 嗰個 sleeper row， 咁即係話我哋如果你訂咗呢個嘅話咧，咁我哋機組人員就會喺3張凳嗰度就鋪晒嗰個mattress， 即係嗰啲床墊，同埋有埋張被，同埋有個枕頭。咁都同大家講翻嗰個枕頭其實係我哋 business class 嗰個即係嗰個商務艙嗰啲枕頭，所以大個嘅，即係唔係話你平時坐經濟艙啲好細嗰啲墊住後面嗰啲，係真係一個枕頭。所以變咗小朋友即係你哋嘅仔仔女女就可以真係成架機度可以真係好似一個 bed 即係一張床咁樣瞓喺度，咁就會用經濟艙嘅價錢大特可以成個人咁樣瞓，同埋因為有個墊咧，即係凳與凳之間嗰度個凹位，即係都唔會話覺得服。咁同埋個價錢都好優惠。咁但係我問咗我哋機場同事就大概係200蚊歐羅以下嘅，咁所以大家可以嘗試下去諗。但係呢一個 service 就直係響香港去法蘭克嗰班機，即係德嗰班。咁稅項嗰邊就暫時我哋未做到住，因為我哋要經過一啲測試啊，好多嘢先至可以做。咁希望到件事2間航空公司都可以俾到大家咯。Next please。呢個就係講緊嗰個喺嗰邊嗱，因為可能有陣時都會飛機會delay 或者定點樣嘅，咁我哋喺中間嗰度我哋都要有啲 test 俾大家，因為話驚我 delay 我嗰個 PCR test 嗰個有效期又多咗，咁大家唔需要擔心，我哋嗰個機場裏邊我哋都會有譬如蘇黎世同埋莫雷卡，咁都會有得俾你再做測試。咁喺法蘭克福雖然冇，但係因為你去到法蘭克福咧，其實你已經入咗歐盟嗰度噶啦。其實你可以出境去買嘢，去超級市場買嘢，再入翻入嚟，就唔當你係出咗境㗎，因為你已經入咗係歐盟，咁你就可以亦都係做翻 test。Next please。咁呢個都係一個 demo 話俾大家聽，我哋都好注重個衞生啦，由機場嗰啲同事嗰個 head 到嚟。Next please。同埋咧，都介紹翻啦。咁我諗新一代都係好想上網嗰啲咁樣嘅。咁我哋有一個上網服務喺飛機入邊。咁 咁所以變咗小朋友上咗飛機，想報道翻俾爸爸媽媽聽，我上咗飛機或者我過咗機啦，我上飛機，咁佢可以用我哋嗰個 Insight 嘅 Intellect 嘅 service，咁都唔係好貴，同埋又可以 send 啲相啊俾同學啊或者屋企人知道自己喺飛機點樣咁。好 XP。咁如果係真係可能第時可能搭飛機可能容易咗嘅話，咁你哋都唔好嘥咗你哋嘅即係權益，咁你可以 join 咗做我哋嗰啲mileage 嗰個 program，咁我哋嗰個就叫做 miles and more，可以儲積分嗰啲 mileage 嘅。呢個少少介紹啦。咁 next please。咁多謝大家，咁希望我呢個資訊可以幫到大家手，多謝晒 ，thank you。
唔該晒 Coffee 嘅分享，係啦，咁下一間咧就係 IMUK Graz，咁我哋請咗 IMUK Graz其中一位同學仔個家長嚟分享下佢哋間學校嘅，咁嗰間學校咧就係一對台灣夫婦開嘅音樂學院，麻煩謝小姐。你哋好，
我係受咗一樣嘅家長，不過早少少同學仔女放咗去奧地利讀書。咁而呢一間咧係一間私人辦嘅音樂學院，可能比一般家長有少少另一個少啲見嘅選擇，因為唔知在座有冇子女咧係選擇讀音樂嘅。咁因為喺奧地利讀音樂咧，都應該比較文明一啲，即係比較出名一啲啦。咁但係點樣去揾一啲音樂學校咧，係可能俾我哋難去揾到啊。咁而我就經自己多啲地方網上一個嘢揾到出嚟，咁可以介紹俾大家。如果就算唔係讀音樂，都可能做一個咁去。咁啊，呢間係叫國際格拉斯音樂學院，佢係喺格拉斯嘅 Next Street。咁佢係一間私人嘅學院，咁佢係收生咧係收13歲以上，就直至到係入到大學嘅。咁13歲嘅小朋友至到16歲咧，咁佢必須要喺當地讀中學嘅。咁而呢間係私人嘅學院咧，佢係包住食同埋一切要學習樂器嘅費用，佢都會包咗喺裏頭。咁但係學校亦都會幫學生咧就去進入國家嘅公立中學。咁而公立中學咧係免費嘅。咁而我個仔咧就係入咗音樂中學嘅書。咁音樂中學咧就基本上同我哋嘅中學都係類同嘅相似嘅，不過佢主修係德文，但係喺奧地利嘅學生咧，佢哋嘅英文都唔差嘅喎，所以我哋去到溝通咧就冇難度。同埋13歲嘅學生咧去歐洲讀書咧係唔需要考核德語嘅，而高課程少少就要考德語，所以喺去到讀書嘅時候咧就冇呢個需要考核德語嘅難度啦，就可以進入到。咁而另外一個最主要就係要有監護人先至可以喺當地居留。咁而學院咧就可以做埋監護人呢一個角色。咁佢喺嗰邊咧，最主要梗係修讀音樂啦，但係佢仍然上晝咧係返國家嘅公立中學。佢哋嘅課程同我哋嘅課程一樣嘅，但係個好處係咩咧？佢1點半到放學，但係功課唔多。不過佢仍然可以選擇音樂以外嘅路喎，因為佢讀緊呢個課程同我哋冇分別啊嘛。但係由於佢功課唔多咧，佢下午就可以修讀音樂，而亦都可以繼續練習練嚇。咁而呢一個費用咧，25,000至3萬歐咧，就包括咗生活費。亦都包括咗樂器，佢哋係包我2個樂器，一個樂理同埋 同埋咩咧？可以另外學德文嘅，但係另外學德文咧就額外俾錢。咁而喺下晝學音樂嘅時候咧，有呢一類型嘅樂器可以選擇嘅。咁而16歲以上咧，佢就可以選擇唔需要再讀中學啦，因為喺歐洲考音樂大學啦，叫做藝術大學啦，佢並不是同其他大學一樣要睇你個中學畢業成績嘅，佢係反而係要現場考核嗰個 performance 好重要，就並不是睇你嗰個中學畢業嘅校內成績，所以係有少少唔同嘅。咁有好多16歲以上佢選擇音樂咧，佢就唔需要再讀中學㗎啦。咁而呢一個學校咧，佢亦都包埋膳食嘅，包埋住宿同膳食。呢個就係學校嘅外圍啦，因為一般歐洲大家都會應該有啲印象或者有啲資訊咧，就係佢哋嘅建築物咧都係唔係話新啊，唔係好似我哋咁拆咗又起，拆咗又起啊，所以 IMUK 咧亦都喺嗰度咧，佢哋自治嘅，咁然之後所以佢哋唔會話咁容易就會又要搬啊，又要離開啊，咁呢度咧就係住宿啦。呢一邊咧就係佢哋上堂同埋佢哋練習嘅位置啦。呢啲亦都係佢哋上堂嘅相片啦。如果一路學音樂嘅人都會明㗎啦。呢一個亦都係咁嗱，其實咧最主要係學音樂，我諗係一個另外嘅一個範疇。咁如果大家有興趣或者有需要知道咧，可以之後再詢問我。因為其實我同大家一樣，我都係一個用家，我係中意奧地利，然之後我嘅子女都中意奧地利。仔仔咧就係中意音樂去選擇，而女女咧就入咗另一間Modul，一間你哋都會了解嘅大學。咁整體成個奧地利嘅氛圍啊，同埋佢嘅文化同埋佢嘅生活咧，都係如我哋所諗同埋如我哋所見到嘅，都係好好嘅。呢個時候，如果你哋落完咗之後，你哋想知道更加私人嘅生活啦，你可以再問嘅。呢個係 theory 啦，呢個係我其實呢一啲相片都唔咁重要，最重要係佢喺嗰邊生活得開唔開心，同埋係咪真係學到佢哋想要學嘅，呢個先係最重要咯。頭先係保健琴嚟嘅，香港都一般幾難去學到嘅一個樂器。呢個係佢哋嘅小小圖書館啦。其實樣樣嘢都有，唔係一個好大嘅學校，不過係一個好有人情味，同埋一個好為學生去謀將來嘅一個學院咯。可以介紹下俾其他學生。呢啲你哋上網都可以睇到嘅。仲有佢哋咧就係包3餐啦，早餐咧都係自己負責嘅，自己負責去煮。同埋我好想講多一樣就係，除咗讀音樂之外，如果佢係想讀音樂以外嘅，只要佢有讀音樂，佢都可以選擇能夠有家人令到佢可以留低住宿嘅一個地方。但係首要一定要係有讀音樂。 呢個，但係未必一定選擇大學要入音樂嘅學校。呢啲詳情可以你哋上網睇都得。洗手間同住宿都係比較都係乾淨，亦都係比較樸素嘅，唔係繁華嘅，所以學費都唔會貴。定期咧喺奧地利學音樂或者喺歐洲啦，佢哋定期如果唔係疫情咧，可能每個月都會出外啊，或者去啲社區嘅地方啊，做一啲義務表演啊，令到佢哋將佢哋嗰個學咗嘅音樂啊，可以有去發揮嘅機會，同埋有可以係對住一啲群眾表演嘅機會咯，增加佢哋嗰個自信心。定期佢哋亦都會開 party 啦，即係令到大家好團結啦。生活都係開心嘅。中間呢一位就係陳師母，亦都係佢哋嘅創辦人。咁啊，詳情有需要嘅可以一陣間可以各自問下都得。好，多謝大家。
唔該晒謝小姐介紹 IMUK 嘅，之後就有間Modul University Vienna 由我同事Monica 介紹嘅。Monica。
好。呢一間大學咧就有比較特別少少嘅，佢喺奧地利嘅首都維也納啦，喺維也納最高嘅山頂上邊嘅，咁所以大家可以睇到好多家長同同學問我都會解釋俾佢知，好似我哋香港嘅凌霄閣咁樣。Next please。咁所以咧就家長成日問㗎啦，要幾耐翻到學校？咁我哋諗一諗啦，喺呢度中環，如果我哋上山頂嘅要幾耐時間咧？咁其實搭巴士嘅話咧，就總站去到總站，大約半個鐘頭時間左右啦。Next please。呢間大學應該係咁講啦，呢間大學叫 Modul University 啦。Modul 所謂呢一個品牌咧，喺奧地利咧已經有超過100年嘅歷史㗎啦。大家可以睇到喺1908年咧 ，Modul 嗰個年代咧已經有一間叫 Modul College， 即係成立咗㗎啦。喺嗰個即係講緊100幾年前咧，其實成個歐洲我相信唔係咁多地方有書局啦。咁成個歐洲有2間主力係培訓呢個酒店管理嘅從業員嘅，一間我諗大家都聽過瑞士嘅洛桑酒店管理學院咯。第二咧，即係講歷史悠久度啦。第二就係Modul㗎啦。咁所以如果你話喺歐洲嚟講咧，Modul都係一個比較出名嘅一個品牌。咁嗰個年代嘅Modul咧，就當然係冇大學學位啦。咁但係因為而家嗰個時間，即係嗰個我哋嘅轉變啦，咁所以喺2007年咧，咁Modul亦都係開多一個新嘅校園啦。咁就叫做Modul University 咯。咁所以而家喺奧地利嘅維也納其實有2間Modul嘅，一間喺山頂就係全部都係 degree， 即係頒發 degree 嘅一間大學。另外佢嘅山腳就有間Modul College， 咁就係冇 degree 嘅。咁另外一個分別就係山頂嗰間就全英文授課，反而佢係冇德文課程嘅。山腳嗰一間係全德文授課，就冇英文課程嘅。咁呢個Modul嘅呢2間學校咧，都係由維也納總商會擁有嘅。咁其實咧，我自己亦都係維也納總商會駐華嘅代表啦。咁 Best Life 就由我嚟介紹呢一間大學啦。Next please。頭先提及過啦，呢間大學係比較特別嘅，係一個德語嘅城市，德語嘅國家，係用全英文授課嘅。咁另外就佢每年有2次嘅收生機會啦。跟住同埋佢亦都有個機會係俾啲學生去做呢個嘅 exchange 啦，去唔同嘅 國家做 exchange 啦。咁我哋後面再詳細。Next please。Next please。好啦，next please。OK， 我諗我哋講一講啲即係主要佢有咩讀啦。Next please。Next please。呢間大學咧就有foundation 讀啦。有乜嘢叫做 foundation 咧？其實奧地利大學嘅 foundation 咧，同英語國家例如英國同澳洲嘅 foundation 有少少唔同嘅。奧地利嘅大學嘅 foundation 係必須要同學喺香港完成咗中六，攞咗中六畢業證書，考咗 DSE 先至可以過去讀 foundation 嘅。咁佢通常收嘅同學咧就係校內成績信息少少，或者係英語信息少少，咁就叫你過去讀一個學期嘅補習班。咁呢一啲咧就叫做 foundation。咁所以佢嘅 foundation 係為期一個學期嘅啫，5個月左右嘅啫。咁香港同學間中都會讀一個補習班嘅，咁所以呢個都係 common 嘅。OK， 咁跟住就 bachelor 啦，我哋嘅學士學位啦。學士學位咧就主要分2個大嘅範疇嘅，一個就係工商管理，另外一個咧就 Bachelor of Science 叫做理學士。一陣我喺後面再詳細咁樣去介紹啦。咁就跟住有 Master 啦 ，Master 就2年制㗎啦。學士學位就係3年制㗎啦，主要係3年制嘅。咁但係其中有一科係讀4年嘅，咁嗰個就係 Hotel Management and Operation 啦。咁另外亦都有 MBA 啦，咁我哋亦都有香港同學讀 MBA 啦，同埋就亦都有呢個嘅博士學位 PhD 讀啦。咁其實呢一間大學咧，我諗大家可能即係識得我哋一段時間都知道，其實呢間大學係比較多現時嚟講啦，係比較最多香港同學選擇嘅一間大學。點解咧？佢因為成間大學用英文教學啦，用英文授課啦，咁啲家長同埋學生會覺得比較方便少少啦。咁例如佢去唔同嘅部門，去 accounts department 或者 sales service， 全部都係用英文去運作，咁就變咗比較方便啲啦。咁所以我哋已經有幾十位嘅香港嘅同學畢咗業翻嚟，咁而家喺香港嘅各大機構都有即係都揾到我哋嘅畢業生㗎啦。例如酒店啦，5星級酒店啦，咁多數我哋嘅畢業生咧喺5星級酒店嗰度咧，就多數做人力資源部，真係唔知點解喎，做 HR 嘅係最多喎 ，sales and marketing 亦都有唔少啦 ，finance department 都有唔少啦。咁最近呢幾年咧，我發覺好多同學咧就入咗銀行啦，匯豐啦有幾位啦，恒生啦、中銀啦、KPMG 啦、律師樓啦。IT 公司啦，其實各行各業都有嘅。咁另外亦都有一位同學咧，就讀完個博士學位方面咧，就入咗理工大學度做副教授嘅。OK，next please。OK， 咁我諗我哋今日主要係 focus 喺呢個嘅學士學位咯。學士學位咧就分2大類嘅，一類就係 Bachelor of Science， 即係左邊紅色嗰嚿啦，就叫理學士嘅。咁佢嘅分別咧，佢其實主要咧就係3年嘅課程嚟嘅。3年課程入邊咧就唔需要做工作實習，咁就讀完3年之後寫一個 thesis 咧就畢業㗎啦。咁喺3年6個學期入邊咧，同學可以選擇1個學期去做 exchange 嘅。咁香港同學比較普遍選擇去做 exchange 嘅咧，就會去英國或者係去美國。咁佢啲 exchange partner 都係一啲比較 top 嘅一啲大學嚟嘅。咁同學去做 exchange 咧，就唔需要交美國或者英國嘅學費嘅。我諗大家都知道啦。去美國同埋英國讀書，一定個學費係比呢間大學起碼過1倍以上㗎啦。但係只要因為佢哋已經即係大學與大學之間已經簽咗一個 exchange agreement咧，咁所以去美國或者英國讀書就只係交翻呢間大學嘅學費嘅啫。咁好多時我會鼓勵啲同學，既然你喺奧地利讀咗2年幾書，我都會鼓勵同學不如試下去美國或者試下去英國 感受一下美國嗰邊嗰個留學嗰個生活係點啦。咁你要付出嘅係乜嘢咧？只係需要去即係嗰個學期嗰5-6個月嘅生活費同張機票嘅。OK， 咁好啦。咁佢有乜嘢學科讀咧？第一個 column 大家睇到啦 ，Applied Data Science 其實係咩嚟嘅咧？我哋而家好流行嘅叫大數據科學、人工智能啊、AI 啊，其實呢個係一個喺現今社會嚟講係好 hit 嘅。我諗大家都知啦，好似我哋圍繞住我哋身邊嘅，譬如醫療嗰方面啦，而家話用機械臂做手術啊，去用啲人工智能去診斷。究竟譬如癌症嗰個治療啊，或者係嗰個物流啊，我哋而家譬如運嘢啊，交通運輸系統啊，或者係銀行啊、保險公司，其實我哋喺身邊方方面面都用緊呢個大數據，咁就係呢一類嘅，即係讀完之後就會喺唔同嘅範疇嘅即係嘅公司嗰度工作啦，又或者係呢個嘅國際商業管理 （International Management）。佢亦都有分幾個嘅主修啦，包括係有一個新課程叫 Business Psychology， 即係話去分析，其實都係一個商科，但係分析喺商業嘅範疇入邊嗰個，譬如你啲客戶或者係你嘅僱主各方面，佢嗰個思維係點樣嘅，咁所以係有少少側重咗喺商業心理學嗰方面啦，又或者係企業家即係點樣去創業啦，等等咁樣。不過我發覺比較多香港同學咧，呢幾年讀嘅都係我哋右邊嗰個 BBA， 即係工商管理啦。咁工商管理咧，佢有2個主修嘅 ，actually 三科嘅主修，一科就係 event management 旅遊 tourism and event management， 另外一科咧就係hotel management。咁可能大家會覺得而家你叫我讀酒店，好似有少少擔心出嚟揾唔到人做咯。但係好似我即係用Bernard嚟舉一個例啊，佢其實 exactly 就係讀呢一個，佢讀工商管理，主修3年嘅酒店管理。但係其實佢攞個 degree 咧係叫工商管理主修hospitality management， 即係管客服管理。其實香港咧，我哋都係靠服務業為主嘅。咁換句話講咧，其實佢讀嘅學科圍繞住嘅都係同服務性行業有關，所以我發覺即係好坦白講，呢2年我見到啲同學仔讀得即係啲畢業生啦，全部都冇人入酒店嘅，甚至乎3年前畢業嗰啲做咗，或者係3、4年前畢業嗰啲同學做咗2年酒店之後，我見到佢哋呢幾年咧，全部轉翻去啲銀行啊、律師樓啊、consulting company 啊，即係轉翻去啲商業範疇嘅公司工作咯。咁所以我會覺得呢一個嘅讀工商管理主修，譬如 hospitality 啊、event management 嗰個靈活性會比較高少少咯。呢一個即係學科。同埋我特別要一提嘅，點解其實香港同學會揀呢一個比較多啲咧？因為呢一個學科佢必須要同學做一個半年嘅工作實習。咁嗰個我發覺啲同學做完 internship 做完工作實習之後咧，佢哋揾工事實上係快好多。可能佢喺工作環境嗰6個月入邊，佢會感覺到我自己第日畢咗業，乜嘢中意，乜嘢適合我，乜嘢唔適合我。呢個第一啦。第二，當你畢咗業出嚟揾工嗰陣時，個僱主亦都睇到，其實你已經做咗6個月嘅工作，而亦都有相關嘅工作經驗。老實講，如果我係老闆嘅話，你做個嘢我教都教少啲時間咯。所以呢一個學科係比較多香港同學選擇。Next please。好啦，咁我再重複一次啦。咁嗰個理學士咧，其實就有6個選擇咯，大家可以睇到啦。咁我都唔再高呼啦。一陣間如果對邊位有興趣嘅，可以我哋再individual再傾啦。Next please。呢個就係頭先我講嘅啦，呢個人工智能啦。Next please。咁next please。呢啲其實呢啲就係去講每一個 major 入邊，我舉一個例啊，每一個major 入邊，佢哋要讀嘅每一個學期要讀嘅科目。舉個例，呢個讀呢個嘅大數據啦 ，Applied Data Science 啦，總共有6個學期。咁每一個學期平均喺呢間大學讀書咧就讀5科嘅。咁佢會建議你1、2、3、4、5、6咁樣咧，就去讀晒呢六個學期嘅科目。第6個學期咧，呢一科第6個學期咧，我特別提一提咧，佢就需要同學做一個叫 capstone project， 而亦都有一段時間係需要做實習嘅。咁呢一個過程就係學校咧已經同當地嘅一啲 IT 公司已經傾好咗，係有一啲職位需要俾佢哋讀呢一科嘅同學去讀嘅。咁所以換句話講，如果我喺呢間學校去讀呢一科嘅話，我嗰個實習係需要喺維也納喺呢一類佢哋已經挑選好嘅企業嗰度工作。咁好啦，有啲同學就問我啦，咁係咪每個學期都係讀5科啊？其實如果你自己唔想諗咁多嘅，你跟住學校建議你1、2、3、4、5、6咁樣讀，咁就正實實可以3年畢業啦。但我發覺咧，都有幾多香港嘅同學會喺去到第2、3個學期已經學校叫佢讀5科，佢已經讀到7科、8科。我唔知阿 Bernard 有冇咁嘅感覺咧？其實你有好多師弟、師妹、師兄、師姐咧，去到第4個學期都差唔多讀晒啲科目。我成日都問佢哋點解讀咁快？你想做咩？佢話我咪想留翻最後嗰2個學期，多啲時間去學德文，又或者多啲時間去玩咯。咁所以咁樣其實我咁樣講代表啲乜嘢咧？香港同學話俾我知呢間大學係好難讀。其實你只要用啲心機去讀書咧，就好快會可以即係總之係唔會話好辛苦咁樣去讀咯。Okay, next please. I think we can drum all these curriculum. Next please. We can skip all the curriculum. Next please. Okay. 咁好啦 ，BBA 咧即係話需要做半年工作實習嗰個啦。咁而家有3個 major 可以俾大家揀嘅 ，tourism and event management 啦 ，hotel management 啦，呢2個都係3年制嘅課程啦，或者係一個4年制嘅課程 ，hotel management and operation。其實呢個多咗1年咧，係教一啲比較動手嘅嘢，例如喺大學嘅教學廚房嗰度學西餐嘅烹飪啦、西餐嘅 service 啦。或者係譬如酒店嘅預訂系統嘅 operation 啦，等等係一啲動手嘅嘢。Okay, next please. We can also skip all the。好啦，我哋講下 student life. Next please. 呢間大學咧就佢有所謂嘅 student service， 佢有一個叫做學生服務中心啦。咁佢提供嘅有一個叫做 orientation week 啦，所有新生都係需要有1個禮拜時間嘅所謂嘅迎新週啦。呢個 compulsory 一定要參加嘅。咁同第2啲大學都一樣啦。佢有好多唔同嘅 student club 啦。佢嘅 student club 有一個比較特別嘅就係全部係學生自發性去 organize 嘅。咁我見到我哋嘅香港同學有幾個student club 都係佢哋去 issue 嘅，即係佢哋係某一啲 student club 嘅 chairman 啦。咁同埋呢間大學有個叫 buddy program 啦。個 buddy program 咧，咁呢幾年咧就由我去負責香港學生嘅 buddy program。咁我會做啲乜嘢咧？就係譬如舉個例，我知道嚟緊9月有10個香港或者15個香港同學出發嘅話，我會 group 埋佢哋一齊飛。如果能夠啦，但係多數都係可以，差唔多100%都一齊飛㗎。我會同佢哋講，今年我哋9月15號出發啦，咁就 group 埋話俾佢哋知，你買9月15號嘅邊一班機，咁啊大家去買啦。買完晒之後，跟住就一齊出發。咁我會去 appoint 幾個 buddy 喺當地去接佢哋機，跟住接咗佢哋機之後，就成個禮拜基本上都差唔多拖住佢隻手咁滯㗎啦。帶佢哋翻宿舍啦，帶佢哋去 去可能去 IKEA 嗰度買啲枕頭被鋪啦，帶佢哋去當地嘅銀行嗰度開戶口啊，帶佢哋去移民部啊等等咁樣咯。Bernard 都幫我哋做過筆譯嘅，
冇錯。
係啦，咁亦都係喺臨出發之前，大約2至3個禮拜咧，我哋亦都會喺香港好多時都會喺呢個 office 啦，咁就將會出發嘅新生，當時同我哋嘅家長啦，同埋翻咗嚟佢哋嘅 buddy 咧，我哋都會一齊喺度見一次面，大家傾下偈，話俾佢哋知你哋執行李要帶啲乜嘢，你哋過到去之後頭嗰1個禮拜，每一日 buddy 會帶你哋做啲乜嘢，所以咧，大家長同埋新生都比較放心，特別係家長，因為其實好多時家長會問我一個問題，我好唔好同埋我個仔一齊去？我話如果可以嘅，最好就好啦。如果你要去探佢嘅，不如你等佢2、3個月之後聖誕節你去探佢啊。因為一落機，其實我哋嘅筆舉個例，想當年啊 Bernard 可能早啲翻去啦，即係你會俾筆早幾日翻去。咁其實你要做一啲嘢嘅，就係幫佢哋買當地嘅電話卡，同埋佢哋當地嘅學生嗰啲即係搭車嗰啲車飛。換句話講，你喺機場接佢哋機嗰陣時，你即時俾張電話卡佢，已經即刻就已經落機就同爹哋媽咪報平安啦。咁所以就需要擔心咯。OK，咁亦都係會即係有啲 student support 啦，先講咗啦，幫我哋揾宿舍啊等等咁樣咯。OK，next please。好啦，頭先我都講咗啦，咁呢間大學同即係全世界都有大約20間嘅大學可以俾大家選擇去做一個交換生嘅計劃啦，甚至乎同香港嘅理工大學亦都有一個交換生嘅計劃咯。想當年都有幾位香港同學係選擇翻嚟香港嘅理工大學做交換生嘅，即係換句話講，你可以揀一個學期，譬如我第3個學期，我應該要喺呢間大學讀嗰5科，但係呢5科就唔喺Modul University讀啦，翻咗嚟理工讀，去咗美國讀，去咗英國讀，咁就因為大家已經互傾掂咗，對嗰啲課程嗰個內容係差唔多，只要你喺當地，譬如喺美國間大學讀合格，咁就已經學分係可以自己換㗎啦。Next please。OK， 咁呢個大家我諗我頭先我同石二哥都講咗啦，大家可能上網都可以 check 到啦。維也納呢個地方係個連續10年都係比較即係叫做最居嘅城市咯。Next please。咁家長其實好多時都會問我哋一個問題，去嗰度讀書住喺邊？有冇叫做寄宿家庭？其實奧地利相對嚟講就唔係好興話啲 homestay family 嘅，再加上我哋而家讀大學咧，我哋都會鼓勵學咧自己係去住當嘅。咁奧地利冇乜邊間大學咧有自己嘅宿舍嘅，佢哋嘅運作咧就會係同當地嘅一啲宿舍管理公司簽咗約，咁跟住咧就會預留咗房間俾某一間大學嘅學生。咁Modul大學咧就同4間dormitory 咧就有一個合同嘅，咁就有所謂有大有細，有平有貴啦。平嘅一般嚟講，最多香港同學住嘅就係由320歐元一個月不等啦，到500幾歐元不等咁樣咯。咁不論係平同貴都一定係單人房㗎啦。咁平嗰間咧就叫做我會叫做 two bedroom 啦，2房1廳嘅一個 apartment。舉個例，我同呢位同學住一間屋，咁呢間屋入邊就有2間房。咁跟住我同佢只係需要2個人入到我哋間屋就 share 一個 pantry，share 一個廁所嘅啫。即係我唔中意佢，我唔需要成日見到佢，我自己即係各自有自己嘅房間咁樣咯。咁所以就嗰個 privacy 都好高嘅，同埋間房都大㗎，都有應該都有100尺㗎，真係。
好大㗎，大過我香港間房。
OK， 好啦 ，next please。好，咁next please，我哋講一講嗰個點樣去申請啦。而家全部都係 online application 㗎啦。咁喺網上申請完 upload 晒啲 document 之後咧，就會做一個嘅 start interview 啦。咁跟住就大約1個禮拜時間咧，就會知道收唔收㗎啦。Next please。咁幾時可以申請啊？同學入咗中六之後，4月至9月啦，入咗中六之後， 我會建議可能11、2月都已經可以申請出年9月嘅入學啦。咁就用過往3年嘅成績啦，通常就係用中3、中4、中2 3年嘅校內成績，跟住要睇一個英語嘅即係個測試啦。咁而家香港同學多數都係考 IELTS 啦 ，IELTS 嚟講佢個要求亦都唔高嘅，總分6.0，但係佢每分讀寫聽講4 part 入邊可以有一 part 係低過5.5分啦。跟住準備一個履歷啦，寫一篇大約600字嘅叫做自我介紹啦。咁同埋一位老師做推薦人。咁嗰位老師其實如果唔寫信嘅話咧，只係需要提供老師個名同埋 email address， 咁大學就自動會有一份嘅問卷啦 questionnaire send 俾老師，好簡單嘅啫，佢填幾分鐘就填好㗎啦。OK，next please。咁啊講一講學費啦，學費嚟講相對都即係都叫做幾 reasonable 嘅。咁啊講一講個 foundation 啦，6400歐啦。咁歐元對港紙而家係大約對9啦。咁所以即係大家計一計啦，6萬鬆少少就一個學期嘅 foundation 啦。咁如果你話讀完一個 degree， 不如我講一講學費咧，就每個學期交1次嘅。舉個例，我讀一個3年嘅 program 就會交6次學費，每一次大約交6萬蚊港紙左右啦。咁啊總共交6次。Next please。嗰個收生，sorry， 嗰個 deadline 咧，我會 suggest 6月尾10月頭啦，唔好太遲，因為點解咧？簽證大約需要2個月時間，鬆少少嘅。講到學費方面啦，呢間大學有少少比較特別嘅，佢有一個叫做早鳥優惠。簡單啲講，頭嗰10位香港同學申請嘅話咧，頭嗰10位交學費嘅話咧，可以有最高3000歐元嘅減免。咁點樣先至會知道自己係咪頭嗰10位咧？到時申請咗之後同我聯絡，咁我就會 monitor 住邊個係頭嗰10位㗎啦。OK， 咁好 ，next please。OK，next please。咁我諗我今日嘅介紹就到此為止啦。
Monica 介紹Modul University Vienna， 而家有請AMADEUS International School Vienna 嘅代表 Tara 介紹佢間學院嘅。唔該晒。大家好，我係宏遠教育集團嘅營運總監 Tara， 咁我姓劉嘅。咁今日我介紹一個學校咧，就叫 AMADEUS International School。咁佢係奧地利。其實你唔好以為我好細個，咁啊我咧其實有3個子女嘅，我自己3個咧都喺歐洲讀書，咁佢哋亦都係喺 boarding school 度讀，咁所以我係一個 big fan of Europe。咁因為喺歐洲入邊咧，你好多嘅文化，你所有得到嘅唔係淨係教育咯，而係成個文化。咁所以除咗介紹呢個學校之外，我自己都覺得即係選擇去歐洲讀書係一個好好嘅一個決定嚟嘅。咁AMADEUS International School 佢係有 IB 嘅日校同埋有寄宿嘅，咁亦都係我哋唯一一間嘅 IB 有課程嘅。咁你知道其實香港都有好多國際學校係有 IB 課程嘅，咁佢哋都用英文嚟做教。Next please。咁你睇到啦，我哋個學校係由3歲到18歲都有嘅。咁3歲嗰啲就係 primary youth program 啦，咁跟住有中學啦，有文憑課程啦，咁亦都係你可以揀日校或者係寄宿學校嘅。咁我哋啲學生係嚟自50個唔同嘅國家，咁其實嚟自香港同埋中國嘅真係比較少，係少過10%嘅。咁所以其實頭先之前有啲家長同我分享嘅話，擔心即係啲子女即係大個咗先至入去讀，會唔會即係好似即係喺第啲國家有啲好似係唔係好侵佢玩啊？好似佢哋咁，但係呢個係唔會有呢樣嘢，因為基本上係全部50個國家，即係好似一個縮影嘅世界咁樣。咁所以大家嘅相處係好好。咁同埋亦都有獎學金嘅。咁主要呢個學校其實如果你哋對音樂同埋藝
術、戲劇、芭蕾舞有興趣，咁我哋主要係有呢個課程，但係同時佢亦都係一個好 academic 嘅 next piece。咁你見到啦，我哋呢個 boarding house 咧，其實佢本來係有一個男嘅 boarding house，一個女嘅。咁最近11月咧就已經用緊一個係混合嘅，但係混合得嚟其實佢係有2個 sections，咁中間有個 common area 同埋個 rooftop， 男仔女仔可以一齊共用嘅。咁我自己同學校嗰啲成日都會溝通，咁佢哋話其實我哋學校嘅學生咧非常之幸運，因為真係好似一個酒店個設施嘅環境，咁有人幫佢清潔啊樣嘢，咁所以你見到成個環境都好靚。咁 next， 咁你見到啦，我哋嘅主要係音樂同埋藝術academy。咁學生除咗喺學習學術科嘅課程嘅時候咧，亦都會 blend in 咗一啲佢哋係音樂藝術，譬如話佢係會，甚至乎佢將來係想做邊一個嘅 career， 佢會有嗰一科嘅專業嘅老師可以嚟教你。咁所以你喺早期教育嗰度已經係可以 hold 定佢，譬如話唔係喎，佢真係中意小提琴，佢將來係想從事呢樣嘢嘅，又或者佢係做表演藝術嘅，咁佢係由好細個已經開始，可以我哋設計嗰啲課程係因應住佢嘅需要，就安排佢嘅study practice 同 performance 嘅機會。Next， 咁除咗學術上同埋佢哋音樂藝術啦。咁呢啲都係佢哋grade 1、grade 5同埋6年班到10年班，佢可以選擇嘅課外活動都有好多。其實同好多海外同學都係一樣。咁你見到我哋嘅大學嘅 destination 就唔係限於喺奧地利嘅。咁你見到其實呢啲都係好名牌嘅大學。咁同埋仲有一樣咧，係呢度可能冇講嘅。AMADEUS International School 係攞咗 Spears Index 嘅World 100，咁呢個 World 100其中有 Eton、Winchester，which 係英國好認可嘅技術學校嚟嘅，咁所以呢一個係維也納唯一一間攞到呢一個 Spears Index， 咁所以你見到佢銜接嘅大學都有好多咯 ，Berkeley College of Music 係好出名嘅 Boston， 咁另外 Westminster University 係英國都係。咁好多學生都會係有唔同嘅學校可以去到。咁至於我哋收生標準就係過去2年你喺依家讀緊嘅學校嘅成績單啦，同埋會有2封嘅推薦信。咁個推薦信唔一定係嚟自學校嘅，可能係你依家學緊一個鋼琴老師寫俾你，或者係一個係你我 trust 嘅 respectful 嘅都可以寫俾你。咁我哋亦都要睇下你個英文嘅程度啦。咁所以佢亦都有一個 proof of English 係 internal English assessment。我哋會睇下學生個英文個程度去到邊度，因為我哋都係用英文教學。咁如果你哋係對申請個學校有興趣，可以一陣問我攞個卡片，可以詳細啲話俾你聽係點樣可以報名。咁呢個係講緊我哋嘅收費啦。咁你會睇到早期教學嘅收費當然係會平啲啦。咁而我哋去到 IB 嘅課程，亦都相對地唔真係咁貴啦。咁亦都可以申請係獎學金嘅。獎學金當然可以多到有25%至75%嘅 reduction。咁呢個睇翻你到時你個 achievement 係乜嘢，咁我哋會審核嗰啲，再同你哋做出每一個學生個 IB Career Related Program 呢個係我哋特有嘅，因為咧我哋係會因應，我哋係唯一一間咧係 award 咗 ETC Music Diploma， 咁所以如果佢係好想即係喺一路讀緊書嘅時候，一路已經係同將來個職業銜接，我哋係唯一間學校可以做到。咁所以我哋尤其是喺 music 方面咧，我哋係會揾翻 professional musician， 因為喺維也納真係好多，你要邊一個最專門嘅，我哋就會係由 grade 10、12嗰度已經係 aim at 係同大學同級嘅一個 level， 咁所以
如果有啲父母覺得哇，即係唔好嘥咗佢，咁我哋學校咪好啱咯。咁呢個係我哋學校嘅聯絡嘅嚟，香港就係冇負責嘅。多謝各位。如果係 Para， 而家我哋有少少嘅分享係家長，我哋請咗兩位家長分享下。3位係麻煩準備下。
麻煩3位家長呢度嚟幫幫手。邊位仔？好巧地咧，我喺在又見到有一位家長咧坐咗喺度。程生，我其實頭先問佢，咦，點解又有小朋友想過去讀書？據我所知，你好似一個仔係嘛？一個仔一個女。咁佢話俾我知，阿仔原來咁快已經第3年啦。咁我想喺度即係諗下再讀 master 咁咯。咁我哋今日有3位家長咧，嘅仔女都喺我哋即係讀完書啦，讀緊書啦，第1年啦，第3年啦，啱啱畢業啦。咁所以咧就我想大家即係同大家分享一下啦，聽下家長嘅心聲啦。咁其實我好簡單問一個問題就係，當初你哋即係送小朋友去奧地利讀書啦，咁而家都已經一段時間啦，咁你哋嘅感想覺得你哋即係有冇選擇錯啦？又或者係覺得應唔應該推介俾即係我哋在座嘅新朋友啦？咁係咯，咁我諗啊，楊生講先啦。
嗱，咁係好耐以前咧，讀大學咧係一個好困難嘅事啦，係嘛？我以前得喺香港都兩間大學，咁我去外國留學咧係一件難以觸及嘅事情啦，因為費用好貴。嗱，咁我其實喺即係呢個過程咧，喺讀大學咧就唔係一個職業介紹所，唔能夠話學以致用，即係唔係話我總之係真係做緊嗰行嘅。正如頭先我舉咗幾個例子啦，在所謂嘅名人啦，譬如我哋胡定旭咁，而家喺醫管局度做嘅，或者做啲嘅業嘅嘢。咁但係胡定旭係咪醫生嚟㗎啦？想問，唔係，佢唔係醫生嚟，佢係會計師嚟嘅。咁換句話說咧，喺大學裏面所做嘅嘢咧，我所得到嘅嘢咧，未必係喺本科裏面去真係讀完嗰樣之後做嗰樣。我希望咧喺讀大學裏面咧，係讓我個仔喺大學裏面嘅氛圍，學到佢自己嘅思考，去探索未來嗰啲嘅路向，去爭取去獨立。因為呢條路咧唔係爸爸媽媽幫佢揀嘅。咁而佢喺外國生活咧，佢喺外國讀大學裏邊咧，係提供咗呢啲嘅好難以得到嘅機會。呢個係我最主要嘅原因。係。
讀書嗰時咧，就比較特別，因為佢經歷即係入到醫院，都好似即係
係。
咁呢一點話，大家分享一下呢個醫療嘅知識。
係嗱，咁我作為一個家長咧，我如果係送去澳洲啊、加拿大啊，我讀書咧，我就唔係太驚，因為始終係英語系國家。咁當陣時我送我出去奧地利嘅時候咧，我就事前知道呢屆係德語系嘅國家，佢係講德文嘅，咁我亦都好擔心。咁擔心還擔心啦，都有去咗啦。咁去咗就我唔知係不幸嘅任務，即係幸運啦。另外對呢個國家咧係成個係改觀咗嘅，即係話我係睇咧應該2018年嘅10月啦，就個身體出現咗咩問題？係有啲問題，就係急症嚟㗎。個骨骼嗰度係完全行唔到。咁甚至乎咧，可以講話係要叫當地嘅白車。咁我好擔心啦，咁我點算咧？咁原來咧，我要我親身飛過去我仔去陪住佢，因為佢即係要坐輪椅嘅，其實係行唔到嘅。換句話説，佢好誇張，唔係誇張嘅就由呢度行到去呢度，佢要20分鐘時間㗎。過一條好簡單嘅馬路斑馬線啫，係全部係行唔到嘅。咁所以咧，好擔心點算咧？當我去到嘅時候咧，同佢去醫院，令我對呢個國家咧感受咧非常之深刻。所有嘅醫生全部精通英文。換句話説，你係用呢個 你用英文嚟講你嘅時候咧，佢嘅醫生同你交流全部用英文嘅。我反而驚我個仔咧去表達佢嘅痛症咧，唔能夠係好透徹咁去表達啊。佢同你講嘅時候，佢係完全係非常之流利嘅英文嘅，係地道嘅英文，唔係話有帶咗 accent 有啲口音嘅英文嚟嘅，好正嘅。咁個醫院嗰度咧，嗰個環境咧，同香港咧可以講截不同，食咗間酒店咁，係疏疏落落，係冇人嘅，冇 patient 嘅，所有都護士啊，所有工作人員咧係彬彬有禮，好有禮貌，係好寬敞嘅，唔同香港嗰啲入到去咧係好多嘅病人喺度。好啦，咁我就喺個治療期間裏面，我好擔心佢個醫療費，尤其香港要做個入嘅私家醫院嘅話咧，個費用係相當之昂貴嘅。咁好在咧，就我哋去讀書嘅時候咧，就買咗當地嘅，或者即係佢政府規定啦，要買個醫療嘅保險啊。咁所有保險咧就全部 cover 晒。換句話說咧，我哋係一毫子都唔使俾我㗎。咁佢當陣時係做一啲嘅比較上係深切啲嘅治療嘅。就如果我冇記錯嘅話咧，因為我哋我就等佢哋自己分享下啦，係做嗰個磁力共振嘅。咁喺嗰度咧就做咗好透徹嘅治療。咁當地嘅醫療服務係相當之先進，所以就唔需要話擔心啦。自己仔識講英文啊，或者表達得唔係好理想咧，反而就會拖慢咗佢嗰個嘅病情。咁呢個係非常之令我留好深刻嘅印象。
每一個學生係必須要買一個醫療保險嘅，大約係唔使600蚊港紙一個月，呢個政府規定嘅，冇得選擇。咁所以頭先阿姚生講嘅，不論佢住院啊，甚至乎所有嘅物理治療、檢查、做手術，全部已經包晒。咁或者阿程生啦，程生好簡單咁樣講，因為時間有限，咁個仔今年第3年啦。不如我哋講一講你係咯，你嘅感覺係點？
各位午安好。咁我個仔而家嚟緊暑假咧就畢業啦，佢而家讀緊 ESD。佢轉變咧就個人成熟咗好多咯，好多嘢都係自己照顧自己啊，自己搞掂啊，即係唔同香港又啱啱照顧咁樣。咁佢好多嘢，佢屋企自己翻嚟香港啊。不過因為個疫情啦，咁啊少啲，差唔多成年都留咗喺香港，都留學生。咁佢自己啱啱9月份咧就翻過嚟啦。咁就佢原本嘅意思咧就係3年咧見識下呢個世界，見識下呢個歐洲啦。啱啱澳大利亞就喺中間，可以隔離啊，東歐啊、西歐啊。
我想問呢個，據我所知，就係喺英國讀中學。
係啊，佢喺英
奧地利讀大學。咁
佢喺英
比較一下嗰個分別，因為兩個地方你都即係我睇試過。
佢喺英國就讀咗2年嘅預科嘅，跟住因為我哋個覺得就喺我哋讀書咧，就喺英國就個學費就冇高嘅負擔啦，所以就揀咗去奧地利嗰度。咁其實佢前後嚟咗我哋差唔多5年已經，個人都會頭先咁講，越嚟越成熟，越嚟越獨立啦。好多嘢啲字都搞掂。
小姐，你又分享一下，而家你個女啱啱去咗奧地利嘅Modul就讀咗2個月左右啦。
咁2個字啦，佢就滿意，因為由一飛過去嘅時候咧，奧地利專員公署真係好好，Monica 真係好好，一個成全啊，佢可以令到一啲高年班嘅師兄師姐係無微不至咁樣照顧我個女。由一落機開始，咁我諗每個家長都會擔心嘅，包括我都係。咁Monica 就建議我好飛過去，咁等佢自己搞掂。咁佢一落機嘅時候咧，哥哥姐姐已經預備咗接佢啦。咁但係由於飛過去嗰時有啲時間上嘅限制啦，咁有一個姐姐本來接唔到，佢即刻安排另一個姐姐去接我個女。咁而由接喺機場接啦，去咗呢個宿舍安頓啦，跟住到幫佢去買一啲，因為入去住宿都要買一啲屋企日常用品啊， 係啦，啲家私嗰啲電沙煲罌罉都要噶嘛。哥哥姐姐咧係安排得好好，去幫佢攞啊，教佢搭車啊，各樣嘢啊，跟住再教佢邊度超市買嘢平啊。而我個女係一啲嘢都唔識做，亦都唔識煮飯，亦都唔識做家頭細務啦。然之後真係哥哥姐姐都係好幫佢手啦，教佢煮嘢食啦。我諗讀書係好似頭先另一位家長講，讀呢3年咧，其實好快過去，跟住你係咪做呢行都唔知。但係日常生活嘅處理係好重要。我個女由乜都唔識，去到而家係自己安排家頭細務，點樣去做嘢，點樣去生活，點樣去同人相處。同埋有一樣嘢好開心嘅就係、去到 weekend 嘅時候咧，啲哥哥姐姐帶佢去玩啊，就並不是去屋企樓下嗰度玩，而係可能去薩爾斯堡啊，或者去 Innsbruck 啊。咁佢哋咧就會教佢哋買車票，一日來回。咁我個女開頭咧就見到佢哥哥姐姐買車票咧好緊張喎，要成日睇住喎。咁問佢點解啦？佢因為時間唔同咧，買車票會唔同㗎，咁爭幾蚊㗎。我個女開頭爭幾蚊都要咁緊張，跟住哥哥姐姐就話其實每一樣嘢都要慳㗎。爸爸媽媽啲錢好辛苦㗎，要慳啊！我女開始入腦啦，5蚊都要慳，10蚊都要慳。咁漸漸地，佢而家都習慣咗，即係買嘢都可能6點後先去買啊。即係呢個係幾好嘅，我覺得係，即係有咗規律啊，同埋自己知道要幾點要休息，點要返學，所有嘢都自己做，自己獨立，呢個係我最滿意嘅。
其實我自己咧，即係做咗咁多年教育啦，我自己覺得去奧地利嘅同學咧，同去英美澳加嘅最大嘅唔同之處咧，就係、我哋去嘅同學去到嗰邊中產家庭居多。換句話講，佢哋會教得啲仔女樣樣，我係俾一筆錢嚟㗎啦。呢筆錢你呢一年，因為我成日都灌輸家長話，咁多錢就夠㗎啦，你唔好俾得太多。係啦，咁啲同學咧就會，因為佢哋成班人都係一齊玩一齊，其實去嗰年嗰10零個咧都會係成日都一齊嘅，咁佢哋會灌輸俾大家就係、樣樣嘢，我係喺呢一筆錢嗰度夠晒我嘅生活費，我連去玩，我一年去3個國家唔同嘅地方都係要喺呢筆錢，咁所以其實佢樣樣嘢都會計住咯。咁就其實呢個係灌輸嗰一個觀念，就係佢點樣去鋪排佢即係嗰個理財。唔會話日日都米芝蓮，日日都係啦花天酒地，因為我自己其實細個都喺加拿大讀書嘅，我13歲已經喺加拿大讀書。所謂想當年同而家都係一樣，去到嗰度啲同學就係第一件事，阿媽唔該買架車俾我先，係啦，即係其實呢一個我會睇到去英美澳加讀書同去歐洲讀書嘅係好同之處咯。咁即係所以我會 appreciate 就係、去奧地利讀書嘅同學，佢哋會即係識得點樣去理財，點樣去善於運用佢哋嘅資金同資源。好，多謝大家。
Hello, and my name is Hermann Markluk, and today I represent the University of Applied Sciences in Krems. I would like to give you a brief information about the educational offer at our university. The University of Applied Sciences Krems is located in Lower Austria and is about 1 hour away from Vienna, from the capital of Austria, so it can be easily reached within 1 hour by train or by car. Krems itself is not that big. We are talking about 25,000 inhabitants, and but it can be considered as a university hotspot because in our small town you will find 5 universities with different fields of education. Krems is embedded into a beautiful landscape. You will find vineyards all around and lots of historical spots showing the development of the town over the centuries. Let me share a few things about our university. Back in 1994, we started with one study program called Tourism and Leisure Management. At that time, we had some 40 students, and up to now, we offer 27 full-time and part-time bachelor and master degree programs in the fields of business, digitalization and engineering, health and life sciences. The number of students has now grown up to 3,000 plus. As our name suggests, we are a University of Applied Sciences, which means that we have close ties to the industry and to many companies. In the curricula of our programs, you will always find the practical approach as a vital role here. That's why, for example, our bachelor students have to do a so-called practical training semester. And in this PTS, as we call it, students have to work in a company for a minimum duration of 22 weeks. And that's, of course, a good benefit for them to gain some professional experience already during their studies. The majority of our lecturers are coming from or working in the industry, yeah, and that's also a benefit for our students because the lecturers integrate their knowledge and their experience right into classes, and it's an on-hands experience, of course, yeah, from which students can benefit from, which is not only based on theory from books. Well, next slide, please. What you can see here is the overview of our educational offer. About half of our bachelor and master programs are already taught in English language. And here you see the difference, bachelor and master degree programs. The bachelor degree programs have a duration of 3 years. The master degree programs a duration of 2 years. Okay, let's go through it quickly. What can I offer to you here is applied chemistry. This includes computer-based methods and intense lab work, and you should enjoy researching, learning, experimenting here. And this study program has close ties to the chemical industry. At the later point of studies, students can deepen their knowledge either in instrumental analysis or chemometrics and organic and pharmaceutical chemistry. The business administration program is a generalistic business program here, which focuses on corporate communication, international project management, and digital transformation. The export-oriented management delivers some contents in, for example, foreign trade and negotiation techniques, intercultural competences, and worldwide economic areas. Here, beside the language of instruction, English, students have to choose one additional language. The pool of languages is Chinese, German, French, Italian, Russian, and Spanish. Yeah, you can choose one of them. Informatics is a rather new program here. It's a combination of computer science and data science in 1 degree. Specializations are available in bioinformatics and business process and enterprise technologies. The international wine business program here, well, here it's all about wine. As I told you, in Krems, wine plays a certain role. You will find all around the vineyards, and we are almost forced to offer such a unique study program here. Besides the typical business administration content, students learn about cultivation of wines, viniculture, and sensoric skills. The medical and pharmaceutical biotechnology program has a strong focus on biomedicine and is very broad-based in this discipline here in the fields of process technology and the biomedicine-related subjects here. The electives in the 6th semester are production of therapeutic proteins and drug development management. The tourism and leisure management program gives you a solid basis in business administration, of course, but always with a strong focus on the international tourism and tourism industry. And advanced courses will be offered in sustainable tourism, cultural tourism, health and well-being tourism as well. And like in the export-oriented management program, you will find here one additional language beside the language of instruction. On master level, we offer the Digital Business Innovation and Transformation program. Here, the graduates use digitalization as a tool and as an opportunity for companies and their future development. The International Business and Economic Diplomacy program, the graduates here can identify business potentials, establish international networks, and focus, of course, on international cooperation and economic diplomacy. Here, you have the possibility to choose at the rather end of the studies between trade management strategies and international economic relations. That's the focus areas here. The marketing program, well, graduates work in the field of tourism, retail, the fashion industry, and the curriculum offers certain focus areas as well here. So the tourism and service marketing, fashion and lifestyle marketing, and retail and shopper marketing would be here the electives. The medical and pharmaceutical biotechnology program on master level is, of course, the perfect match and perfect continuing course for all bachelor graduates from this program, and offers electives in bioprocess engineering and advanced therapeutics development. As you might know, of course, Austria has a high quality of life, is of course a secure country. We have one annual intake in September, yeah. So every autumn we welcome some 1,000 freshman students at our university, 150 plus partner universities, and meanwhile students from 55 different nations at our university, at our campus. Maybe on a related note here, I would like to inform you that we have a certain service department for international students. It's called the International Welcome Center, and our colleagues here will support you in many ways with, for example, with visa and insurance issues, finding an accommodation in Krems, getting settled in Krems, organizing of induction days, excursions, and so on and so forth. So our colleagues will be happy to assist you here when you are on site in Krems. Next slide, please. Okay, let's have a look at the admission requirements. It's rather simple and easy to apply at our university. We have an online application system, and there will be an online interview. At the very beginning, you have to pay a registration fee of 200 euros. The application period starts very soon. So as of December 1st until mid of April next year, you have the possibility to hand in your online application. And as already mentioned, there will be an online interview. So after we have received your online application, we will check it. We will check whether it's in line, whether your documents are in line with the entry requirements. And if so, you will be invited for the interview. Which documents are required here? Of course, the transcripts of records and school reports. You have to compose a statement of motivation during the course of your online application, plus an essay. Yes, your resume, your curriculum vitae, and the submission of translated and legalized documents by post should be considered here as well. We have a certain proof of the English language proficiency. What we require here is an IELTS certificate with a minimum level of B2, which is an overall band score of 5.5. High school certificates or high school diplomas will be accepted, or the following will be accepted. Yeah, the Hong Kong Diploma of Secondary Education with English, Math, Liberal Studies, plus 2 further general education courses. Here the minimum level is 3. IB diploma with a minimum score of 24 points, including 3 higher level subjects, and the US high school diploma, including 1 of the additional qualifications. So either the American College test with a minimum points of 29, yeah, so 4 advanced placement examinations, or the Scholastic Aptitude Test with a minimum of 1,360 points in math and evidence-based reading and writing. If you intend to apply for a master program at our university, the application process is very similar. Only a few differences here. Here on master level, students do not have to write an essay. They have to give proof of their English language proficiency by level C1, which is then with an IELTS certificate, an overall band score of 7.0. And of course, beside the secondary school leaving certificate, master applicants have to provide their bachelor diploma as well. Okay, next slide, please. Yeah, this slide gives you an overview about the cost structure at our university. As you can see, the costs vary between, let's say 8,000 and 9,000 or 10,000 euros per year. It depends a little bit on the field of studies here. The living costs, as indicated here, this can be considered as an all-inclusive amount, I would say, including accommodation, transportation, food, health insurance, and so on and so forth. Of course, always depending on the individual needs. Okay, next slide, please. We are already at the very end of my presentation. So that's more or less all from my side. That's us, my colleague Andrea and me. Please get in touch with us if you have any further questions regarding the educational offer in Krems. Would be good if we meet later on in the one-on-one sessions. And thank you for your kind attention. Bye-bye.
Hi, dear future students, dear parents in Hong Kong. Just greeting from Innsbruck in Austria. So my name is Wei Manskwan. I was born in Shanghai. I'm Chinese. As you see, I have studied in Germany, and I came to Austria last year. So as you see, so I would say today with a great pleasure to introduce the university. This name is not IMC, this is MCI, like the colleague before. This is Management Center in Innsbruck. Okay, so give you roughly some idea. This university is with a size about 3,500 students. This is 75% state-owned university. And this is also this kind of university of applied science, like the colleague before introduced. A lot of things pretty similar. We are practice oriented. This is some kind of new education philosophy in Germany, in Austria, and in the Switzerland. This is not well known in China, but this is some very modern education philosophies. Yeah, and the university, we have about 800 the companies, the companies cooperation, because the university is very close in cooperation with companies. And we are a more all-around university of applied science. That means we have almost 30 different departments. This is in business, this is in tourism, this is in technical parts, and just give you some ideas about these universities. The next slide, please. And this is our university. This is our building. This is middle in Innsbruck. It is really a very nice place. Like colleague already emphasizes, Europe is a very developed continent, or Austria and Germany are very developed country, and the living quality, life qualities is very high. And this is a very secure, very safe place, very nice place, I think, for the students. Give you some ideas about our programs. A lot of people think this is German-speaking areas, right? It's correct. But a lot of programs can be offered in English. There's very international areas in Austria. But in the bachelor program, up to now, MCI can offer 2 different programs, only in business. One is business management, and the second is business administration online. Yeah, but if you are interested or you want to move on to the master program, almost in every department they can offer English, full programming in English. You can learn in this way in English program. If you want to have a deep insight, you can click just on the link. I just give you some information about Innsbruck. Innsbruck is very famous. The next year in Peking, it will be Winter Olympics. And in Innsbruck has already organized 2 different Winter Olympic Games. Yeah, it's very famous for mountain, for winter sports, and so on. And the city is about 140,000 inhabitants, and 30,000, more than 30,000 are students. This is why we say this is a very vibrant city in the heart of the Alps. This is really very nice place. I can just tell you how beautiful the city, the students' life is. It's here. And the start of the studying term is comparable, very similar like in China, September, October. And students from 66 nations, and we are really very, very international. And we have language tender program. That means, of course, the course is English. It's enough if we want to study. But I would always like to recommend students to study German because you are living here and it's the chance we will support you with this tandem program. And our university is even a little bit more international because we have more than 300 different partner universities worldwide. And in Hong Kong, we have also, I think, 4 different partner universities. For example, the Polytechnic University and I think Baptist University and so on. And we have also 17 double degree programs. Like you see, it is really a very comprehensive program. We can offer a very nice place to get studied. Next slide, please. If you are interested in to apply for our university, you see the common, the requirements is pretty comparable like other universities. Of course, you can get also insights if you click on this, this link. What I want to emphasize is if you apply the first step, and for our university is pretty unique, we make really for every student, every candidate, one interview, online interview, because it is very important for us to get really the right candidates, right students. In this way, you know, in Europe, it's normally get very easily to enter the university, to getting started, but it's pretty difficult to finish your study. We want our students get a certification at the end. That is the reason just why we try to, with students together, to help you to get the right departments, get right the subjects, to get the suitable students. That is something particularly on, and I think for our university, more than 85% students can finish the study. This is very important, I think, also for you to get some success story in Europe. The next slide, please. About cost and the scholarship, I think this is a pretty comparable to other universities. It's about 12,000 for bachelor and 50,000 for master. This is not because we're private, because for EU students, the fee is very low, but you are from China. Unfortunately, the government just require this amount. This is not very high compared to England, the United States, and so on. But you can also get scholarships. We have a lot of scholarships, and last time I got from Ban Ki-moon, and also give us you know, the general secretary, the former general secretary from United Nations, give also us some scholarships, and we have a pretty a lot. If you are good, you are active, you can get scholarship, and this is something it can be got very easily. The living cost is about €1,000 per month for everything. It's pretty difficult to get some accommodations because it's a very populous city, but our university can also give you some support in this way. Compared to other states, I think it is a pretty affordable place. You can live here very well, and it's not so expensive. I know Shanghai and Hong Kong is pretty expensive, living in huge cities. So I think this is something really, even also for the parents, is something you can really afford and to support your children to study. And this the quality in, I can just underline that the quality of the study is pretty high in the German-speaking countries. It's very comparable to Germany, Switzerland, and Austria. The next, I think the last slide, please. And dear parents and dear students, I just want to give you some ideas on the paper, but what I can tell you is from my personal experience. You know, I'm also Asian. I came to Germany and Austria. Now I'm professor here. I just show you how it is possible. If you want, you can really do something outside of China. It's very important for young students to go out, to just think out of the box and to start your career. It's so I'm very grateful to this opportunity, and this is very, very important. You see, to sum it up very closely, Austria is a very good choice for students who want to study outside, and you have English programs, you can learn German. In the Applied Science University, you have a connection with with companies at the same time. And our students, before they finish their study, they get in average 4 different companies. They already asked our students. They are very, very, really, very eager to get these students. And our ranking, our university is one of the best in Austria. And we have AACSB. This is some kind of accreditation for the worldwide best business schools. And our university is one of that, the only one in Austria. It's a lot of things I can tell you, but I have only 10 minutes. This is what I just want to tell you. Come to Austria. This is a very good choice. I have started the China Center at our university. Of course, we want to support the students to grow, to personal growth, to be independent, to organize yourself. But a China Center can also give you some support, because I and my assistant, we are Chinese. We can help you if your children have any problems, or to get your start easily. Thank you very much. This is just roughly from my side. If you have any question, you can please contact my very capable colleague in the International Relations Office. Of course, you can also contact me personally via WeChat and so on. So all the best, dear students, and we'll be fine if one day we can meet in Innsbruck at MCI.
I'm very honored to be invited and to have the chance to present our university to your students. So we are located in Vienna. We are Sigmund Freud University. We have various German programs and also many branches like Milano, Paris, Ljubljana, etc. However, today we will speak about the 2 English programs here in Vienna. Next slide, please. So first program is in the Faculty of Psychology. So our 2 English programs are psychology and psychotherapy. If anyone from your students would like to ask me at the end the difference, I will be very happy to explain. Both programs have 3 years in bachelor. In psychology, it's a bachelor in science, and the master's, it's 2 years and it's a master in science. During these 2 years, the student can choose either business and economic psychology, either clinical psychology and global mental health, with global mental health emphasis. As I said, we are located in Vienna. We start our winter term in the 1st of September and the summer term in the 1st of February. We have students from around 30 countries. There are full-time studies. On our website, you can see our whole curriculum for both programs. In both programs, we focus on the personal development, professional development, but also obviously the academic development. In both programs, we offer specialized internship to help the students to become psychologists or psychotherapists. Here in Austria, you are required to complete a certain amount of hours as clinical placement, meaning you need to work in the clinical environment for some hours. Depends on the modality that you choose and the type of masters that you choose, etc. In this context, we offer you psychological clinic, and also an international psychotherapy clinic. Next slide, please. The admission procedure for psychology program, there is an online application. You can find it in our website, plus 1 interview. The application starts with the 1st of February, and the interview will be held on MS Teams. What you have to submit to us is your diploma, high school, university, and the transcripts, your CV, a motivation letter, and proof of English proficiency. As high school certificate, we accept IB full diploma in psychology, ACT, SATs, and other high school diploma equivalent to Austrian Matura. What means equivalent to Austrian Matura means that you had 12 years of school in general, and you have a completion of the high school diploma. Next slide, please. Okay, psychotherapy science. I am a lecturer in the psychotherapy science faculty, and I'm the director of the Learning Center. Yes, we have one. The Learning Center is very important for our students because, as I said before, we focus on 3 directions: the academic preparation, the personal development, and the professional development. Sometimes, as psychotherapy science study, it's a very particular study, which means that you have to deal with yourself as a person in order to become a good therapist. We offer a lot of support in the Learning Center, meaning we help our students to have good time management, to complete their papers and submit their papers in time. We do also proofreadings if the student is insecure, and we also help our students through our learning labs, meaning groups work, to study for a specific exam that they might find difficult. For example, neuroscience. It's a very particular exam because there is a lot of terminology that the students have to remember. Please don't be scared of it. It's a medical science, so we are anyway help you to be successful. As I said, also for psychotherapy science, we have 2 years in 3 years in bachelor and 2 years in masters. Next slide, please. Our application, our admission, it's composed by online application and 2 admission interviews this time. As before, transcripts and CV are also required. As high school diploma, there is a small difference between psychology and psychotherapy. In psychotherapy, we also accept IB certificate, for example, or if you don't have a high school diploma, we are organizing, according with ministry guidelines, 3 additional exams during your first semester in the university. Next slide, please. Cost and scholarship. For both programs, the bachelor costs 6,940 per semester, and the master's degree is 7,500 per semester. We have an enrollment fee around, but 480 euros. After the payment of this enrollment fee, you will be given the interviews as I mentioned before. We calculated living costs around 1,000 euro per month. But this depends very much on your personal style. Next slide, please. And my slide, last slide, I would invite you to contact our very competent admission centers. In psychology, it's the first one. In psychotherapy science, it's the second one. You can visit our website. We made it brand new now. We are very proud of it. There is a lot of information, and obviously you can contact me per email anytime you need more information. This was it from my side. I hope to see you in the beautiful city of Vienna in autumn. Bye.
Welcome to a short introduction to our pre-college program at Technikum Wien. I'm very happy to be here with you today. My name is Sigmund, and I'm one of the course assistants of the pre-college program at Technikum Wien. So far here at University of Applied Sciences Technikum Wien, we have more than 6,000 graduates and about 4,000 students each year. We currently offer 13 bachelor's and 18 master's degree programs, and they are all offered as either full-time, part-time, and/or distance study programs. 4 degree programs are already taught in English, and this is a Bachelor in Electronics and Business Distance Study. This is aiming at people not able or willing to spend time abroad and trying to nonetheless study here in Vienna. The Master of Medical Engineering and E-Health, Master Telecommunications and Internet Technologies, and the Master Tissue Engineering and Regenerative Medicine. At Technikum Wien, we are placing emphasis on providing a high-quality technical education based on a solid scientific foundation and also on practice orientation with a focus on business and personal development, as our background as a University of Applied Sciences suggests. The combination of theory and practical application is of central importance to us, both in research and instruction, as it gives our students a good basis and a good outlook for their practical future. Our current research as a university focuses on embedded systems and cyber-physical systems, on renewable urban energy systems, secure services, e-health and mobility, on tissue engineering and molecular life science technologies, as well as on automation and robotics. Technikum Wien was founded in 1994, and in 2000 we became the first institution in Vienna to receive the status of a University of Applied Sciences. Also, we are Austria's only purely technical University of Applied Sciences. We are also a member of the European University Association and a network partner of the Association of the Electrical and Electronics Industries. So far, the overview of our institution. Next slide, please. Here you see a short introduction to our actual pre-college program. The pre-college program, in short, PCP, is a preparatory course for high school graduates preparing to study at an Austrian university. So this means that students coming from several other schools, maybe even having studied for a few semesters elsewhere, they get a compact preparation for what is expected at an Austrian university. Our PCP aims mainly at future students of technical studies, obviously, therefore providing a foundation of techniques-related pre-knowledge in physics, in computer science, in electronic engineering, mechanical engineering, as well as in the languages German and English. Graduating from the PCP is mandatory to apply for any bachelor at Technikum Wien and several other universities. So we are focusing on the techniques-related pre-knowledge, but if students decide after having graduated from the PCP, they would like to pursue another course of education, like at University of Vienna or at any other university, they can go there. Our main pre-college program is held in German and provides for regular studies at Technikum Wien or other Austrian universities. The 2-semester program requires, and this is very important, an A2 level in German to allow the students to develop their language skills to B2 by the end of the year, which enables them to apply for the bachelor studies. B2 is the minimum that is required at Technikum Wien and at several other universities. Some universities even require C1 level. The so-called PCP Extended is our offer for students with no or very little German knowledge. The first 2 semesters here focus strongly on languages, like on German language, to bring them to the A2 level so they can join the usual 2-semester PCP in the following year. We have an extra option with 3 semesters for students already having started to learn German, but I will be covering this in another slide. Next slide, please. We have an admission exam before you can actually join the PCP, and this covers questions about physics, mathematics, English, and German, as well as a personal online interview, so we get to know each other a bit better, and students can ask questions and get specific information that they could not find on the webpage. When you apply, please remember to have all relevant documents ready, either in German or English, if translated, and certified by a notary. We require an application form, which gives us all the details about the student's person that we require for going on with the process. We also require a motivation letter and a CV to just know about the student's intentions and get to know about the background. Proof of English or German, depending on which program you intend to study, and an upper secondary school leaving certificate, Gaokao certificate for people coming from the Chinese area, and also a passport copy, of course. Next slide, please. Here is now the complete overview of the programs we offer. I already mentioned 2 of them, the German 2 semesters and the German 4 semesters PCP. I also mentioned that there is a 3-semester option starting in February, which aims at students at about level A1 in their German pre-knowledge. This helps students who say, I know that I can make it. I've already started learning German. I do not want to have 2 full years, but I'm not good enough for doing it in 1 year. So this is the option we offer them. We also have a very new program joining recently, and this is the pre-college program in English for business and technical studies. And here students have the option to choose between English or business, technical or business studies, meaning they opt for either computer sciences or business administration. This prepares students for work in a techniques-related company in the management sector, just as our German PCP, or just as in our German PCP in any field of technical application. So this offers 2 different options. COVID-19 had a huge impact not only on the economy, but also on the teaching sector. And this is why we came up with our dual PCP program, which means that we teach online as well as in classrooms, depending on the governmental rules at the moment. But we decided we want to offer all students the option to study here, the ones who are able to come to Vienna, but also the ones who are unable to come here and have to start studying from at home in order not to lose any more time due to the pandemic. So almost all lessons that are held online can be followed via Zoom, no matter where students are at the moment. Lab classes are the only classes that are held at campus almost all the time. Currently, we have a split program where we really have those programs, courses where most students are here in Vienna are held here, and the classes are streamed. And those where we have very few students here in Vienna, they have the full Zoom experience where they can actively work in a Zoom class. Next slide, please. The PCP is not funded by the government, so prices range from 7,900 to 12,500 euros in total, depending on the duration of the PCP. On the other hand, most regular bachelor's and master's at Technikum Wien are government funded and therefore are relatively affordable once you have joined a regular bachelor or master study. The 2-semester program comes at 7,900 euros, and again, I would like to emphasize that it is important students hold an A2 certificate in German if they want to join the 2-semester program. For the 3-semester and 4-semester program, there has to be a deposit made of the usual 7,900, and after half of the program, the rest of the costs are due. Living costs, on the other hand, in Vienna depend largely on the price of the student home the students selected. Health insurance comes at a very good price, and also the general expenses can be kept at a relatively low level. There are tickets for students for public transport, and there are all kinds of student reductions here in Austria. So price of living ranges from 1,000 to 1,500 per month, most of it being made up by the accommodation. I've already come to the end of my presentation, so if you are interested in our pre-college program, feel free to contact us for further details. Especially my colleague who unfortunately could not join us today, Shiyan Wu. She is responsible for the Chinese-speaking area, and you can contact her either in English or in Chinese. Thank you very much for your attention, and I'm looking forward to answering a few questions afterwards. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Good morning again from Vienna. Yeah, it's 10:16 a.m. here. I'll try to stay within the 10 minutes so that we have a really easy flowing presentation. So my name is Deidre Dino. I am the head of admissions and student account manager at Webster Vienna Private University. That's our official name. Next slide, please. Right, so first and foremost, we started out as the second European campus of Webster University, which is based in St. Louis, Missouri. So it's an American university founded in 1915. Just to give you a bit of a background, it was founded in 1981 and received Austrian accreditation as a private university, completely private university in 2001. We actually have both the American bachelor's and master's diplomas that are offered to students who meet the requirements of the Webster University in the United States. But because of our nature as a private university and our accreditation as a private Austrian university, we also offer the Austrian accredited diploma with a diploma supplement that comes with ECTS points. Why is this relevant? Because if you want to actually continue with your studies in the United States, then you use your American diploma. And if you want to stay in Europe, you can actually use your European diploma with the ECTS points. We have very small class sizes. It's not really, you don't really normally see a lecture with 100 or 200 people. The class sizes are limited to 27, maximum number of students in a class, and the average is about 15 for our bachelor's degree programs. We have a very international student body, but not only that, we also have a very international faculty. I, for example, do not come from Austria originally, although I've been here for 17 years. I come from the Philippines, Southeast Asia. And of course, I've seen Vienna change considerably, and I'm very happy to be here. We have over 30 nationalities from our faculty and staff. So we all understand the immigrant experience. We all understand how it is to switch and move and live in a different country, which is completely different from yours. We also have the American program, which allows us to combine a major and a minor. In some cases, a student can do a dual major, but again, this only applies to the American diploma program. Why do we take 4 years in an American program? Because it's not just about learning everything to know about your major. The problem with being too specialized is if the future changes and the labor market changes its demands on people, it's very hard to adapt. So we also understand the need to make sure that you have the necessary skills and knowledge to make sure that you are employable, whatever happens to the labor market in the future. So during my time, for example, there was no such thing as social media when I was in my bachelor's studies. So it's very important to be flexible and adaptable and to have the necessary skills to survive and to find a career regardless of what happens in the future. We have a high focus on experiential learning, a lot of case studies. We work with different companies to actually make sure the students are exposed to real life situations and case studies that actually happened in real life with many different organizations. We also have a dedicated career services team. Remember, we are completely private. We get absolutely no support from the Austrian government in terms of funding. That's just with the research, but not with the teaching. So that's why we make sure that you have a nice return on your investment, because we do have higher tuition fees than most universities here. We have 7 bachelor's degree programs currently, although we're hoping to expand in the next 2 years. We have the Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, the Bachelor of Arts in Management. Under management, we have 2 specific emphases that we've also opened. We have the emphasis in international business and the emphasis in marketing. We also have the Bachelor of Arts in International Relations, if you want to work for international organizations such as the United Nations, the IAEA, the OSCE, OPEC, and so on and so forth. And we have the Bachelor of Arts in Psychology. All of these programs are completely in English. And our newest program is the Bachelor of Arts in Strategic Communication, which actually allows you to work in different settings, whether it's non-governmental or private or corporate or governmental organizations, if you want to work specifically for public relations and communication. We also have a few master's degree programs. I'm not going to delve into detail, but we have the MBA, the MA in Psychology with Counseling Psychology as an emphasis. We have the MBA, the Marketing Master of Science, the Finance Master of Science, which I have to say will eventually be replaced in the next few years. And of course, the International Relations Master of Arts program. Next slide, please. For the admissions requirements, I mentioned that I am the head of admissions, but I don't process applications. I only step in if there is a need for an admissions interview. So the bachelor's degree programs take 4 years to complete unless you have a very high level secondary school examination certificate. By this, I mean the IB diploma program, AP examinations. It doesn't matter that you took the classes, it's important that you actually got the results from their standardized international examinations. If you have the GCE, for example, the A levels, the AS levels, we will accept them and they can potentially earn advanced standing credits if you get good scores. It really depends on the level and the scores that you get from the actual examinations and not the grades that you get from your school. Minimum admissions criteria, we have so many nationalities in our university. We have over 70 nationalities each year. So of course we have to look at each individual program that you come from and take a look at your performance in the last 3 years of secondary school. We are very inclusive. Obviously, if you need a scholarship, you'll have to have a high grade point average. We convert that to the American grading scale. But for admission, we're very inclusive. We understand it's not just about grades, but your overall performance, your attitude to learning, your eagerness and willingness to learn and improve. Of course, all of our programs are in English, so we need to prove that you are able to successfully complete the program and you have the necessary English proficiency. We require an original essay written in English, of course, our motivational statement, and that will be reviewed by each admissions officer. We want 1 recommendation letter from a school counselor or one of your teachers or your class advisor, obviously in English, and of course, a copy of a valid passport. We do not require a CV for the bachelor's degree applications. We will require that for the master's. Again, there is no interview because we look at a lot of documents before we make a decision. But if you are what we would call borderline, which means that you just met the GPA requirement and your English is probably not as high, I will interview you myself via Zoom. And if that goes well, that's very practical though. I don't really test in the normal way, the standard way. I look at your understanding and your ability to learn. Master's degree programs, pretty much the same. Again, I'm not going to delve into detail, but we do need a CV, and for the MBA program, we require 2 years of relevant work experience. Next slide, please. Costs and scholarships. So this is an American university, and I'm sure that it's quite well known that American universities charge much higher fees because it's all included. The services are all included. Career services are all included. Language and quantitative support are also included. The textbooks are also included. And we do not get any support from the Austrian or the American government in terms of our learning programs. So the tuition fee for 1 semester currently is $10,550 for full-time students. We also, of course, have the part-time option depending on the number of US credit hours or ECTS that you take in a semester. We do provide student scholarships, and this is based on academic strength and financial need because we want to prioritize the students that will need financial support and are also able to successfully complete the program. So it's up to 50% of the tuition fees that we provide. And additionally, if you're an enrolled student, we also provide training scholarships where you get to work in actual projects with the university and you get a discount off of your tuition fees. Living costs, this was already mentioned previously. It is true, it depends on your living, your residential situation. Are you in a shared flat? Are you in your own apartment that's furnished? So So if you're in your own furnished apartment, that's more expensive. If you share a flat or a dormitory, of course, that's cheaper. So it can range from anywhere from 300 to 1,000 euros just for accommodation, depending on your preferences, of course. We connect you with accommodation providers. And although we are not allowed to interfere with the visa application process, if you have any general questions, if you've gotten a letter that you don't understand, we will provide the support. Myself and my colleague in the Student Resource Center will be able to provide the necessary assistance, but we are not allowed to interfere in the process or contact the immigration authorities on your behalf. Next slide, please. Right, so you can find our contact details here. I would love to speak with you individually. We also schedule Zoom calls and Zoom meetings with our students and with their parents. Unfortunately, my team is very international, but unfortunately, none of us speak Chinese or Mandarin. I speak English and German and a little bit of Russian, and my colleagues speak Italian, French, English, of course. And if you have any questions, of course, you can write to us. We can schedule a Zoom meeting. We are also happy to connect you with our students, depending on if you want specific questions about their own experiences studying in Vienna. So if you have any questions, do not hesitate to contact us. I'll be happy to meet with you online and help you throughout the process and answer your questions.
So welcome everybody, and I'm sorry that I'm a bit late, and thank you for everybody who's still in this meeting. And I'm delighted to introduce my university and my program. My name is Robert Pichler. I'm professor and program director of a program called Business Consultancy International, offered by my university, the University of Applied Sciences, Wiener Neustadt. That is a University of Applied Sciences located just outside of Vienna, about half an hour away from Vienna. And just to keep you interested and listening, the big difference to all the schools that have been presenting before me is that our program is fully funded by the government, so we don't make a difference between Austrian or European students or non-European students. So nobody has to take a loan to study at our school. So our tuition is considerably lower than the other distinguished programs that were presented to you. Okay, so please, next slide. Okay, so just a few facts about our university. The University of Applied Sciences in Wiener Neustadt was the first University of Applied Sciences that was founded in Austria. And most of our programs are offered in German. However, our business program called Business Consultancy International is offered in English to attract students and candidates from all over the world. And we offer this program, Business Consultants International, both at the bachelor's level for 3 years and also at the master's level, which lasts 2 years. Okay, just some highlights and useful information about our university. As I just mentioned, we are located just outside of Vienna, and by car it's about a 35-minute drive. However, if you use the high-speed train, which operates between Vienna and Wiener Neustadt, every half hour, it's about 20 to 25 minutes. Our university has about 4,000 students on 5 campuses, and we have a network of roughly 100 partner universities all over the world. Our program also offers you not just studies in Austria, but also an exchange semester that you can do. In our program, we have more than 30 nationalities represented. So there is a high degree of cultural diversity. And since we are a University of Applied Sciences, we focus on practical applicability of the knowledge. And we also focus a lot on social and professional skills. Which means that you get hands-on training on things like presentation skills, negotiation skills, conflict handling skills, and so on, because many companies always tell us that those are the key skills that make the difference in terms of employability. Our program, as I mentioned, is offered in English. However, we also want you to be able to connect with the community outside of campus. The language in Austria is German. So we offer free German classes to all of our students. And we have a foreign language competence center. So if you'd like to learn German, that would be offered to you free of charge, but also any other language. So if you'd like to learn or continue learning languages like, I don't know, Russian, French, Spanish, then you can also do that. And in terms of student numbers, the English business program, Business Consultancy International, is one of the biggest programs. We admit 80 bachelor students each year and 35 master students each year. Okay, so compared to other universities, that is small, but for our university, 80 students that intake every year is actually pretty big. Okay, next slide, please. So here are the two programs. The bachelor program and the master's program. The bachelor program is a very generalistic mainstream business program, okay? A business program that is comparable to any other undergraduate business program around the world, which contains a business core, a foundation. And then in the last semesters, you can also specialize or pick a major either in finance and accounting or marketing and sales or management and leadership. So typical business bachelor's degree with a business foundation and a specialization. The master's program is a highly specialized program. Here, it's not an introductory program, but it's actually a program where we prepare our students for future leadership positions in a highly specialized field. And those specialized fields are either marketing analytics or treasury and investment. So it's again, a specialization either in marketing or finance. Okay, next slide, please. So here, admissions. First of all of our admissions is done online, so please apply online. And if you don't live in the European Union, then please make sure that you apply by the end of March. And if you do that, then for the bachelor program, you will have an interview, most probably with me, but also we require that you submit test scores of an intelligence test, such as the SAT or the ACT. Okay, and then there is also a language assessment. We require C1, and either you have a language certificate, or we can also make sure that you have the necessary language skills throughout the first semester in our program. At the master's level, we only have an interview. We don't require any more intelligence tests, since the completion of a previous study program is already enough in order to be eligible to apply. Okay, so please, next slide. Yeah, and this is probably the most interesting one that I was mentioning at the beginning of my presentation. We have very, very competitive tuitions and fees. And as you can see here, for the bachelor's degree, it is roughly 13,000 Hong Kong dollars per year. That is about 726 euros. And for the master's degree, the funding is even higher. If you want to study at the master's level, then it's about 6,500 Hong Kong dollars per year. Okay, so with those tuition fees, I think nobody really needs to take a loan. And quite honestly, I think it's also fair, and nobody should be disqualified from getting a higher degree only because of their financial situation. Okay. We also have a registration fee of 250 euros, which will be refunded in case of enrollment. Our living expenses in Wiener Neustadt are very competitive, I would say. They are not as high as in Vienna, and Wiener Neustadt has a population of roughly 50,000 people. So it is big enough to not feel lonely, but also small enough in order not to get lost. And if people want to get the feeling of a big metropolitan area, as I mentioned, there is a train connection every half hour to Vienna, and the train ride is about 20 minutes. I'd also like to mention that in our program, we have one semester with practical training. We help students to find such an internship. We offer 1 semester exchange. I also mentioned that. And we also offer dorm rooms on campus. We are one of the few universities that offer dorm rooms at our university. We also have a buddy network. So every student who enrolls at our university will become part of this buddy network. We help to pick people up from the airport. We also have students from China, even from Hong Kong, and we can help to connect you to our Chinese or Hong Kong students so that you don't feel alone or lost once you come to Austria. All right. That pretty much completes my presentation. And if there are any more remaining questions, I would be happy to entertain your questions. Last slide, please. Yeah, and in case you want to apply, you can always reach out to me or to our admissions officer, Martina Varnen, and we would be happy to help. All right, that completes my part. Thank you very much.